So, are the new Simms G3 waders worth it, and how do they compare to the G4's?
That's a big brown bro.
So we get to the river and there should be fish rising. We saw a couple. I was all rigged up for nymphing, but I'm gonna go out on a limb, me and my fancy hat. I'm gonna get the full effect. This is my lucky hat from Argentina. The new Rage, we'll sell these shortly. But I'm gonna switch over with my Euro rod to a dry fly setup. And we'll see, maybe dry dropper at the beginning.
Got a little brig-sized rainbow. Look at these colors. Ooh, that's a good looking fish. It's just a pheasant tail with a little red butt on it. He liked it.
Took the McPhail, done. The reason I caught that fish is because I'm wearing a new pair of waders, and they allowed me to kneel right here without getting any holes in my waders, because if I'd have gotten holes I would have left. But anyway, the waders have done good so far.
That way. Yeah. All right. They're not really rising crazy good today, but I finally tied on a fly with a snowshoe rabbit wing because they kept getting waterlogged too much, and that was the trick. I was able to keep my fly up long enough for it to drift. That's my fish. Proper like 27 inches. And then Curtis caught this 12-incher right here. And boom.
I had the same thing. A little bit of CDC wasn't working in the faster water. Like Cheech says, the fish are not coming up super consistently, so I'm trying to cover quicker water, just gives them less time to look at it. And first cast, actually had one come up on the first cast. It's a little compare done. Missed it, second cast got him. So that's it. But let's talk about the waders. That's kind of the secondary reason we're here. So these are the new G3s from Simms. As far as like, why would you get these as opposed to say the G4, which is what Cheech has on? Probably your biggest thing is the zip. These don't have a zip. They do have 4-ply Gore-Tex, the Pro style Gore-Tex, whatever that means. So
did someone say pro?
Pro.
Yeah,
pro,
yeah,
bro.
They're 4 layers. If you're not a pro, you can fish at 3. G4, also 4 layers. So the G3 is kind of like 3 layers plus 1. Just think of it that way. Anyway, I'm done.
You can't argue that, really.
Never mind.
So what makes them different, better than the other G3s? The puncture resistance on these is like 80% better than the previous G3s. They're much more breathable, which I do like. I kind of do the squat test and you can feel, I mean, they do fill up with a little bit of air, but it quickly goes away. Probably for me, one of the biggest things to notice, they feel more comfortable, like you're wearing pants as opposed to something rigid and uncomfortable. They're super comfy. I do like a zipper, so these aren't going to be my only waders. I'll probably go with a G4 zipper at some point. I left my Patagonia zips down in Patagonia, so that's why I'm going with a different pair. The other thing, the gravel guards are hemmed and stretchy, so you don't have to worry about the little hook thingy, and they've actually stayed very secure. Really easy to put on, and I would also say that in general these waders are about the easiest non-zip wader that I've tried to put on, take on and off. I'll show you some of the features later after I have this monstrosity off. Overall, super impressed with these things. It's a good mid-range wader, so you're not spending $800 or $900 on a pair of waders, and they're good quality. Just a few more of the features on the new G3s. Like this mesh pocket, I mentioned that a little briefly earlier. I use it for my phone. It's not entirely waterproof, but it's water resistant. A little fly patch there with the fancy G3 logo. They do have reach through belt lined pockets with zippers. So if you wanted, you could put something in there. If I have my waders on, I'm putting my hands in there pretty much, a given. So I have that. Nothing super new with the straps. They do have this adjustable stretch mesh that helps you size them better. It gives you a little bit more flexibility on how much you want them to adjust, which makes them easier on and off as well. In the back, it's got a net retractor holder or net holder, little D-ring that's kind of nice. So if you're not going to carry your big pack, you can have that there. Inside the waders, we also have this cool zip offable with a safety clip tippet tender. So it's got space. You can put some tippet in there. You could put a skinny fly box. If you wanted to put a phone in here, you could as well. You know, not a ton of stuff, but it's certainly functional. And again, you can remove that if you don't like it. And then it has off to the side another compartment that's mesh lined. So again, not waterproof, especially if you leave it open. But I put my keys down in that section and it goes quite far. You could put a fly box or anything like that in there. One of the questions we get on these ones, because they're new, is how do they compare to the G4s? So we have hired a G4 model to come here. Come here, G4 model.
I'm the G4 model, and I wear G4 waders. I wear G4 boots. I had these waders custom made for me. It's a 3XL with a size 14 booty, and they are awesome. These are a wader that you can wear all day long. You can even go back to the lodge and leave them on. Just dry them out before you walk inside. Another one of the differences between the G4 and the G3 is this has 2 belt loops just on the side. Luckily, this is a perfect pair for me. We recommend trying them on before you buy them so you can get exactly what you want. Also, as you can see, they have the neoprene gravel guards with a hook, and they stay in pretty well versus the non-hook, and that looks like it stayed in place really well. One big thing with the zippered waders, if you like to put your hands in your pockets, the pockets are really super narrow on this. But it does have a pocket on the outside and also a pocket on the inside that are separate. And then you have this little shark fin thing to put your forceps. And I thought that was kind of the weirdest thing to add as a feature on waders until I used it in Argentina a couple weeks ago, and it was awesome. So anyway, I went with the G4. Am I happy with them? Yeah, I'm happy with them. Brigham. Probably the best pair of waders that I've ever had as far as comfort, performance, durability.
So the question is, would you go with the G4Z, especially with the zipper, or the G3s? I would say if you're a zipper person, go with the G4s because the G3s don't have zippers. But if you want to save a little bit of coin You have maybe a little less durability in the G3s than the G4s, but the breathability is going to be similar. I think the comfort level, there's certainly the Gore-Tex, the feel of the comfort is the next generation. So that's a big plus. So if you're looking not for a zipper and you want to save a little money and have the supreme excellent G4 level Gore-Tex, the new G3s are going to be your pick.
If you get the G3s, you're saving a whole bunch of money. You could buy flies with, you could buy a new fancy rod. So the G4s are awesome, but in my opinion, they're not that much more awesome than the G3. So that just means you have two super awesome products. And
I've had zipper waders before, which I love. These are actually the easiest waders on and off that I've tried that are not zipper. Zipper's kind of next level because you just zip them and they come off, but the ability to get the booties off is the best I've had. They're just super comfortable. So there's a lot of reasons that I would say look at the G3s if you don't, especially if you don't want to spend that much money on the G4s. Either way, they're awesome waders. We will continue to try them out and let you know.
one other thing about a wader, especially for us big-footed human beings, is if it's too tight around your ankle, it's almost impossible to get them off. These are the easiest waders that I've tried to take off. And also, they have like some Star Wars insignia right here on the top of your foot to make your foot like Super Jedi. And then on the inside of the neoprene, it's got a bunch of padding built into it as well. But very comfy boots. Are you jealous of my footwear, Brigham?
Not at all.
Are you sure?
100%.
Why do you keep looking at my feet? All right, here's what really happened today. We totally had to break out the power bait. Like the fish were not eating, so we caught them with power bait, took it out of there. Like some of them were gut hooked, it was terrible. So we took it out of there, and then we took Baetis, put it in their lips, threw the fish as far as we could into the river, and then they fight. You wouldn't believe how hard they fight when they got like a gut full of power bait in them. Try it next time, like it works.